You know, for millions of small business owners, just getting paid on time, it's a constant battle. But what if a new digital system could change all that? Well, today we're breaking down a new government plan that's designed to do exactly that. So, to really get why this is such a big deal, we have to talk about something called MSMEs. That's micro, small, and medium enterprises. And look, they're not just some small part of the economy. The government itself calls them the growth engines of India. And trust me, that is not an exaggeration. Just look at this number, over 27.5 crore people. That's how many people in India work for these businesses. To give you some perspective, that is more than the entire population of Brazil. We're talking about a massive chunk of the workforce here, which means the health of these small companies, it's absolutely crucial for the whole country. So, if they're the growth engines, what's putting the brakes on them? Well, for the very businesses that power so much of our economy, the single biggest challenge is often the most basic one imaginable, just getting paid for work they've already done. Let's dive into why that is. Yeah, delayed payments, they're not just an annoyance, They're a truly crippling problem that doesn't just hold back growth, it literally threatens their survival. Okay, get this. A report from the Reserve Bank of India found that the average time a small business has to wait to get paid is over 90 days. I mean, can you imagine? That's 3 whole months of waiting for money you've already earned. That's not just a delay, that's a serious cash flow crisis. And a crisis like that, well, it kicks off this devastating domino effect, right? First, the cash doesn't come in. So then you can't pay for your own supplies, which means you start defaulting on orders. The next domino to fall, you can't make your loan payments. And in the worst cases, people get laid off. All of this makes you less competitive and forces you to borrow money at higher costs. It's just this vicious cycle that can literally choke the life out of a small business. So you might be thinking, why not just sue them? Go to court. Well, the thing is, the old system for handling these disputes just wasn't built for small businesses. It was super expensive, unbelievably slow, and everything was based on mountains of paperwork. It just wasn't a practical option for them. But what if there was a better way? This is where the story changes. The government has introduced what you could call a digital lifeline, and it's all about using technology to solve this ancient business problem. Okay, so the official name is a bit of a mouthful. It's the MSE Scheme on Online Dispute Resolution for Delayed Payments. But the goal is super simple. Take the whole painful process of chasing payments out of dusty, paper-filled offices and put it all on an online platform. And at the heart of this whole thing is a really simple but powerful idea, online dispute resolution, or ODR for short. The easiest way to think about it, it's like a virtual courtroom. It uses technology we all know, email, video calls, even AI, to solve these problems, and you never even have to leave your desk. And this quote from the official guidelines, it really just nails the whole vision. It's all about ease of access, ease of justice, and ultimately ease of doing business. The idea is that making justice simple and easy directly makes it easier to run your company. So you see, this isn't just some tech upgrade. It's a fundamental change in how these business disputes get handled.
Okay, so how does this thing actually work? If you're a small business owner, what do you do? Let's walk through the actual process.
It's all broken down into 2 main stages, which is pretty clever. First up, you have an informal, totally voluntary stage they call pre-MSAFC. The whole point here is to get a fast, out-of-court solution. Now, for some reason that doesn't work out, then you move on to stage 2, the more formal MSAFC stage, which is where the official legal process kicks in.
Okay, now this first stage is where it gets really cool and innovative. You get 2 options. First, there's the digital guided pathway. Think of it like having an AI legal expert in your pocket. It analyzes your case and tells you the probable outcome. Then there's the unmanned negotiation. This is basically a secure private online room where you can talk and negotiate directly with the other party, no mediator needed.
And here is the absolute game changer. The goal for this entire initial stage, to get the dispute resolved within just 15 days. 15! Compare that to the 90+ days they were waiting for their money before. That kind of speed isn't just an improvement, it's a lifeline for a business that's struggling with cash flow. So, speed is obviously huge, but what else is in it for a small business owner? Let's talk about the other direct benefits, because this whole system was really designed from the ground up with them in mind. For starters, there's actual financial help. The scheme gives businesses a one-time grant of up to 4,000 rupees. And that's specifically to cover things like documentation or application fees. This is a big deal because it removes that cost barrier that stopped so many people from even trying to get justice in the first place. But it's about so much more than just the money. I mean, the whole process is faster and cheaper, obviously. You can access it from anywhere. It's even available in local languages. And there's an online legal help desk if you get stuck. And maybe most importantly, it's designed to be way less confrontational than a messy court battle, which can actually help you save important business relationships. So, who's eligible for all this? It's actually really simple. If you're a micro or small enterprise and you're registered on the government's UDM platform, you can use it. That's it. All right, so let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture here. Because this scheme isn't just about solving one-off disputes. No, it's a piece of a much larger strategy to really strengthen the entire foundation of the Indian economy. See, this whole online portal, it's a key part of a huge government program called RAMP. That stands for Raising and Accelerating MSME Performance. And the fact that this is backed by the World Bank, that tells you just how significant this initiative is, not just for India, but on a global scale. When you boil it all down, the ultimate goal is to get rid of one of the biggest roadblocks to growth, and in the process, improve India's ranking on that global Ease of Doing Business index. The thinking is, if you can solve this massive delayed payments problem, the whole business ecosystem just becomes healthier and way more attractive for entrepreneurs and investors. And all of this leaves us with one final, really fascinating question. I mean, think about it. For centuries, just getting paid has been a core challenge of doing business. This new digital approach, it's one of the most ambitious attempts we've ever seen to solve it. But can technology really fix a problem that's as old as business itself? The answer to that question could truly reshape the future for small businesses, not just in India, but maybe everywhere.